everyone, TimeToGrind here, and we are back with some more Stanley Parable, and it seems like it's already doing some quirky stuff for us. If you haven't seen the last episode, definitely check that out first, but it's saying, hang on. Before we get started, can I just say something? Thank you for actually setting the clock both times you've booted up the game. A lot of people don't take that step seriously. They just leave a clock set at 12 and call it a day, but you're actually taking the time to set the clock, and I appreciate that. That's how I know that you care about this experience. You're paying attention. I don't even know any way of knowing if the times you're setting are correct. Tell you what, I'll make you a deal. Thanks, Defcon, for subscribing. Appreciate it. Since you've been so cooperative, next time you boot up the game and see the screen, just set the clock to your favorite time. Go ahead, pick whatever time you want, even if it's not the correct time, you've earned it. All right, I'll let you get back to the video game now. Okay, I just wanted to include that because it asks us, I don't think you've seen it, but it's asked us twice, both times we've booted up the game, to set the time. And it was really happy that we set it up to the exact time. That is hilarious. So we're going to jump back into it. Last time we played the Stanley Parable, it was the most hilarious experience I think I've ever encountered. Ever. And so right now, we're in the Stanley Parable 2. So all of the endings, everything's kind of being a little bit weird because we're not in Stanley Parable 1. We're in Stanley Parable 2. This is the story of a man named Stan. I'm going to go ahead and skip this because we've already seen the intro a bunch. So I just got an achievement called Welcome Back, quit the game and start it again here. So obviously some things have changed, right? There's the balloons that I didn't want.
All of his co-workers were
right?
gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go
also,
to the
I'm probably going to turn the volume down a little bit. It seems like it needs to be down a little bit.
Perhaps he had simply
no,
missed the memo.
appreciate it, DevGod. But yeah, just let me know, everyone, if the audio needs to be louder or quiet or anything. But so yeah, everything is kind of a little bit weird because we're. Oh, what? I don't know what I just did there.
Stanley
I got the bucket again. I don't know why I got the.
Of comfort rushed
so we have the
him.
bucket again. We had the bucket last time. And there's not the new content. Yeah, so we're literally in the game. Let's go see what happens if I...
Stanley clutched the bucket.
He wants us to go to the left.
Chest.
I'm saying no.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room. But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Whoa, what is that? So we want to go to the employee lounge here.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct,
I like how just holding the bucket is changing things drastically.
Yes, perhaps it truly was.
I have a support bucket here.
How insightful the bucket turned out to be. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm not listening to you, narrator. What's over here?
Said the bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion. It'll cause death. Penalty for misuse of the cargo lift, 1,000. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift. Bye!
But Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend. So he threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms. How deeply touching.
Oh.
Gone.
Okay.
What did it mean?
Well, I wasn't
Stanley
supposed to do that, obviously.
To the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, we're gonna take the bucket again.
The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as
we're gonna
Stanley
take the
embraced
bucket.
the bucket.
Yeah, we may do that. I want to actually go do that lift now
chest.
versus like jumping off the cliff.
But Stanley had felt
I just
the
wanted
bucket
to see if I
calling to
could,
him,
and the
telling
answer
him
is I
that
can.
The employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Right when you're trying to do a
here it
prediction.
was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct?
Nope, we're
Was
keeping
this
going.
No, never mind.
We got our
The
bucket
was
here.
Wrong.
We got our
Stanley
support
took the door on
bucket.
his left to go back
Nope,
to the
I'm not
meeting room.
listening. We're actually going to take the lift here, though.
No.
Said the bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yeah. Good.
Said the bucket.
Something's
Now
over
ride
there.
the lift all the way to the top.
Wait, there's a
something up
Stanley.
there I
There's an
need you to
action
do.
figure over there.
Stanley did not question why or
There's
how
a
this
Stanley
bucket was
action
speaking
figure
to
over
him.
there.
It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Actually, you know what? Screw it. I'm going right here. What is this? I just jumped off. I don't even think I'm supposed to be here. Okay, so I can't go that way. There's a Stanley figure action figure there. So what happens if I go over here? This seems like a whole little secret. Danger, danger everywhere. What? What is so dangerous about this area? What's so dangerous about this area? I have my support bucket. I have my support bucket.
No, stop.
What?
There on the wall, you see? There's a sign right there. It says, no buckets past this point. Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket?
No buckets past
that would
this
explain
point.
a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly.
I am not
So
allowing
much
him
of
to
the
take my
impact
bucket
of the
away.
story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket.
I understand what's a
Please,
bucket. Oh,
step in here for a moment.
no, no, I'm not going in there. He's gonna take my bucket away. I'm not going in there. I'm not going in there. He's totally gonna freaking take my bucket away. He's totally gonna take my bucket away. But I don't know if I have a choice. I'm gonna wait a little bit here. Let me out. You're gonna take away my bucket. Okay, whatever. He better not take away my bucket. Oh no. Oh no, what did I just do? What did I just do? What?
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right?
Okay, so
This
he's
should tell
testing on us if we
everything
know
we'll ever
what's
need
a
to know
bucket.
about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin.
That's a bucket.
Item 1.
Yeah, that's a
Is
bucket.
this a bucket?
That's a bucket. That's a bucket, I know.
Incorrect. It is a hologram
Are
of a
you
bucket,
for real?
not an actual bucket.
What?
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
That's a bucket.
Incorrect. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
But that's still a bucket. That's still a bucket.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Correct.
We
This
got the
is a
bucket! What?
Item 4. Is this a bucket?
That is not a bucket.
Correct. This is a tractor and not a bucket. To be honest, I just sort of put this one in here as a gimme, but I was starting to get concerned that even this might be too much for you. Thank you for not making me look like an idiot. Okay, next one.
How many of these are gonna be?
Is this a bucket?
This is not a bucket. What?
Incorrect. This is a bucket.
Excuse me? Excuse me? That's not a freaking bucket. That's not a bucket.
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
Yeah.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
Excuse me? Excuse me?
Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
Oh. No, that's not a bucket.
Yes. Thank you. There's nothing here. Of course it isn't a bucket. We both know full well that nothing isn't a bucket. Wait, when I say nothing isn't a bucket, that makes it sound like I'm saying everything is a bucket, which of course is not true. Unless, is that what you think? Answer me straight, Stanley. Are you trying to tell me that you believe
I don't think
everything
everything is a bucket. No. I don't think everything's a bucket.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket?
Are you
Stanley,
a bucket?
I can't keep
You're not a
doing
bucket.
this.
You're not a
I'm
bucket.
losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry.
You better not take my
I'm
bucket
going to
away.
erase all
No.
buckets from the game
No.
entirely. Okay. Here we
No.
go.
No. No. He's just deleting all buckets
What
from the
happened?
game. Oh,
Is everything gone?
wait,
Why did
everything's a
everything
bucket?
disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right,
What?
here we go.
Okay, so game got reset again.
All of his co-workers.
I just want to
gone.
keep seeing
could it
what
mean?
limits we can do with the
Stanley decided
bucket.
to go to the meeting
Okay,
room.
so we're taking the
Perhaps
bucket.
yet warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
We're just going to keep taking the bucket. I'm going to keep
Stanley
figuring out
clutched
what
the
we can
bucket
do with
tightly
this
to his
bucket
chest.
here.
This
So we're
was
not going to
the
listen
record to the
again.
meeting room. But Stanley
How
had
many
felt the
different bucket
calling to
endings
him,
can we
telling him
find?
that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Don't know if the
And
bucket
here
killed
it
you or
was.
not.
Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this no? Never mind. The
If
bucket
you don't
was
know for the
wrong.
predictions, you can always
Stanley
cancel
took
them.
the
But
door on his left to
I'm
go
fine
back
with you
to the
doing whatever the way you
meeting
do. Okay, let's see. here.
No,
said the bucket.
don't go to the
Okay,
meeting room.
I want this
go
secret
somewhere
here.
else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there.
Look,
Go to the cargo
we're gonna
lift.
get the Stanley figure. We are playing the Stanley Parable.
Another miniature
We got
Stanley
a
figurine.
Stanley
There's
figurine.
There really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini stands?
Mini
Stanley
stands.
figs. What about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine.
We got another
under your
Stan
belt.
Lorraine. We got another Stan Lorraine. Okay. So there's a whole secret thing right here. Wait. Doc B? I don't think I can drop down without dying. Okay, so let's go see what's over here. What's in here? Oh! We'll do some stretches. Where did we just go? What the crap? Where did we just go? Yeah, see you, just August. You definitely should watch the first Stanley Parable video. It is, honestly, this game is the most hilarious game I think I've ever played. What?
Okay, this is day number 295. Tape number... I don't even know. I've
What?
lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes. The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down
Dude, these bucket endings.
doesn't make
Thank you,
sense.
Jistakas,
There's
for the
no
gifted subs.
explanation
Really
for
appreciate
it.
it.
I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so...
Like it's like a horror game.
What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it. Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket. This is my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get... What's that? Who's there? Caporata.
Like, it's crazy how this game truly is, like, such a different experience. Wow. That is freaking hilarious. Like, how many secret endings are there with
All
the
of his
bucket?
co-workers were gone.
Like, there seems
What
like
could it
there's
mean?
so many secret
Stanley
endings with the
decided to go
bucket.
to the meeting room. Perhaps
Taking the
Stanley
bucket.
picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again, not truly alone.
I'm just gonna keep
Not
taking
with
this
the
bucket to
around.
all the different
Stanley
places I
touched
can
the
and just
bucket
find
tightly
all the
to his
secret
chest.
bucket
This was not
endings.
the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the
That
bucket
there's something-
calling to
something
him,
weird
telling
about
him
this
that
bucket
the
here.
Employee lounge was simply the place to be.
So maybe it's like this bucket has
And
like
here it
some
was.
god or
Had
something
the bucket
on
turned
it.
out to be correct? Was this no? Never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to
No.
the meeting room.
Okay, so we
No.
Said the
we
bucket.
dropped down on
Don't
that
go to the
secret.
meeting room. Go somewhere else.
We went on
The
there, so
cargo
let's
lift,
just
yes.
now actually go to the cargo
Good.
lift.
said
So
the
we're gonna
bucket.
listen to the bucket
Now
now.
ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
So the bucket is
Stanley
telling
did
us
not
something.
question why or how this bucket was
The
speaking
bucket
to
is
him.
speaking
It
to
should
us.
have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Okay, what is the bucket telling us to do here? What does the bucket want us to
In
do?
here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Okay, we're listening to the bucket. So this is not a dark room. Oh. Oh, come on, man. What the? Oh!
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket.
Pick up the phone and it will take us back home where we can go about life together.
What? What?
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley
Wait,
and
what?
his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
What? Is this my house? What? What am I supposed to do here? What am I supposed to do? Am I trapped here? When did the door close? What? Oh, there's the bucket. Hello, Stanley. It's me, your bucket. Press J to take me to work with you.
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
No, I don't believe it. Press J to take me back home with you.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
Press G to go back to work.
Oh, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think. It can't
No,
talk.
the bucket is
All
love.
it
The
would ever
bucket is
truly
life.
do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location
No.
to a different
No,
location.
this is my
That's
bucket.
It, it
I
doesn't
love
do
this bucket.
anything else.
Don't listen to the loud man. Press Y for us to go back home. The bucket is literally talking to us.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket.
Where's my bucket?
You know,
There's my
once
bucket.
upon a time, it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal.
Okay, what does the bucket want me to do? Press Z to ignore anyone in your life except for me. It's what the bucket wants. It's what we'll have here.
It's sad. I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
You believe I'm real, don't you, Stanley? Press U to go back home.
Yes,
Oh,
I
this is
suppose
getting
on closer
scary.
inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store.
The narrator's starting to get
It's just a little
entranced
more,
by the bucket.
What am I trying to say?
Dude, this bucket has got
Sturdier,
some like monster in it
capable
or
of
something.
transporting
Because
liquid.
what was that previous
Like it would be
ending?
better at moving an amount of water from one room to another.
What do you want, bucket? Press R to relive this same day with me over and over. Hell yeah. Oh my gosh.
What am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket?
Press I to go home to work to home to work to home.
Oh no.
Oh, this is getting...
I'm having feelings for the bucket. No.
Oh,
What's
gosh.
going on? Why
Am I
do
about
want
to-
to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes, the bucket could tell me what to do in this.
I have a
troublesome
picture of a
situation.
bucket? There's a bucket right there in the painting? What? What is on the ceiling? All of my pictures have been replaced with pictures of buckets, except maybe that one. Oh my gosh. Okay, what does the bucket want?
Stanley,
Oh!
give me the bucket. Give it to me. Give me the bucket, Stanley.
It's my bucket.
I need it. Give it to me now.
Close
Give
my
it, or
eyes? Go back to work, Stanley? What? 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 What was that?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Is that it?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply met the good old bucket. Just Stanley and the bucket. Off on another thrilling
I'm gonna keep
adventure
taking this
together.
bucket.
Stanley clutched the
Okay,
bucket tightly to
so
his
I
chest.
want to
This
try
was not
doing
the
that
correct way
ending
to the meeting
again
room.
and just see
But
if it's the
Stanley had
same
felt the
ending
bucket
or if it's
calling
the
to
same
him,
ending.
telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct?
So,
was this better than...
would I get a
Never
same
mind.
ending or a
The
different
bucket was
ending?
wrong. Stanley took the door on his left.
I'm just
to go
curious
back to the
here.
meeting room.
That was like there's
No,
clearly something
bucket.
weird about the
Don't
bucket.
go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift. Good.
said
What
the
happens if
bucket.
I listen to the
Now
bucket
ride the
again?
lift all the way to the top.
Also,
There's
can I
something up there
drop
need
down
you
there
to
on
do.
that? I don't think so. I think I
Stanley
would
did
die.
not question why or how this bucket
Oh,
was speaking
unplug
to
the
him.
phone? Yeah, that's
It
a
should
that's a
have
different
alarmed him,
ending
of
I can
course,
do. I'll
because
try doing
buckets
that.
can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Okay.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Now pick up the...
I unplugged it.
Oh,
I unplugged
hold
the
on.
phone.
Why did you unplug the
I unplugged the phone.
Were you trying to resist the bucket's orders? Stanley, I was joking. Obviously, the bucket isn't talking to you and telling you to do things. Buckets can't talk. It was a joke. Don't you get the joke? It's funny, Stanley. A talking bucket. Can't you see? Oh, goodness. I must have really bungled up the delivery if you actually took me seriously.
I don't believe
Where
you,
did I
Mr.
mess
Narrator.
up the joke? Should I have paused for longer or spoken quicker? Comedic timing is so difficult. I wish I were better at it, but there isn't exactly an instructional video
How
on
funny
comedy
did
that
laugh.
one can watch to fully... Oh, wait, yes, there is. It's sitting right here. Let's take a look.
What is he?
What
Oh,
is comedic timing? What is comedic timing? How does it work? How long should it last?
an instructional video of how to
can
be
it be
funny.
used to effectively silence your political enemies? And more importantly, can it be taught in its entirety within 90 seconds? Thankfully, the answer to all of these questions is yes. Let's dive deeper. If you've ever told a joke or made someone laugh, in all likelihood, you did it while standing 50 to 80 centimeters from them in a room of no more than 76 degrees Fahrenheit with one of your arms raised straight upward at a 15-degree angle from your
What?
body. These are the optimal conditions for good comedic timing. To begin the joke, start by stating and spelling your name. Next, provide a brief synopsis of the joke, including the specific times at which the recipient of the joke will laugh.
What?
And then, spell out your name a second time. With these steps complete, it's time to begin the humor. Speak the entire joke in no more than 18 seconds and no less than 13 and a half, pausing only for bathroom breaks when necessary. When the joke has concluded, it is customary to inform your listener that the joke is over by declaring in your loudest possible voice, "I'm Dunny with the funny."
I'm Dunny
Let's
with the
practice
funny.
screaming, "I'm Dunny with the funny."
I'm
now.
Dunny with the funny. I'm Dunny with the funny.
Good. This saying is a perfect example of expectations
Is that how I have to
management,
end all my
which is
jokes
the
now, guys?
cornerstone of good comedy. Finally, it's time to hand out surveys. Collecting hard data from your audience on how rapt they were throughout the joke is the only way to grow or learn as a comedian. An effective survey should be no less than 10 pages long and should include the same question reprinted several times, just to ensure the survey taker is actually paying attention
Incline my
and
arm
not
at a
simply
15
filling in
degree angle,
answers
just
at
like have
random.
it fully up.
And that's all there is. With these strategies at your disposal, you'll have audiences doubled over in laughter and even tripled over in laughter in no time at all. Just remember to let them stop laughing at some point, you gut-busting little scamp. After all, we're each of us needed on the front lines of the war to fight the 12-legged
What?
invader who threaten
What?
our very existence, and who very likely die in a hailstorm of bullets and mandibles. All of us must be prepared to give our lives to this noble cause, just as our children must do after us, and their children after them. Godspeed, and may Earth reign supreme.
What? What? There is some.
Hey, goodness, this video is a little outdated, isn't it? Well, no matter. I think the fundamentals of proper comedic timing are still as relevant today as they were back then. So with that in mind, I believe the only way forward is for us to return to the two doors and walk through all of this again, so I can try telling my story with more appropriate comedic delivery. Come along, let's head back.
Okay. Oh. Okay. So what does he want me to do? What you want me to go all the way back?
I can feel it. This time, I'm really going to nail the delivery. You'll be in stitches.
He's going to
A
be so
talking
much
bucket,
funnier.
You'll say, how ridiculous, how absurd, what a hilarious concept. The king of comedy. That's what you'll call me. Thank goodness we had the instructional video. Otherwise, who knows where we'd be right now. Well, I wouldn't be the king of comedy, that's for sure. The bucket spoke to Stanley.
The bucket spoke.
The bucket spoke. Oh, I'll figure it out on the fly. No need to.
So do I
overthink
get back on
things.
again? Am I supposed to get back on there, or am I supposed to go backwards? Am I supposed to go backwards? Normally you don't backtrack in this game. Normally he just resets you. That's why this is like, I'm wondering what's gonna happen here. Okay, here's the two doors.
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left.
So I'm gonna just still go no here. Oh gosh, what? What is this? Oh!
We're back at the phone already? No. What's going on? There was supposed to be several rooms leading up to this.
What?
There was supposed to be a build-up to this point. A dramatic display of remarkable
Dude, the
comedic
bucket-
wit,
the
which
bucket is
culminates in
sentient.
this scene with the phone.
The bucket is
But now
sentient.
the timing's completely off. The joke will never land. Well, not the way it was meant to. And it's all my fault. I must have forgotten that the phone room comes immediately after the two doors room. What an egregious mistake. I've made a fool of myself. I don't deserve the title of King of Comedy. I'm nothing. I'm not even the lowliest joke-telling whelp. I think
He's gonna go
I need to
rewatch
go
that
back
instructional
and
video.
rewatch that instructional video again. Yes, surely that will help me improve my...
I don't want to watch it again.
Here we go.
Oh.
You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left.
No. Oh.
What? We're back at the phone already.
What is going on?
Here we go.
What?
Ready?
What is
When
happening?
Stanley and the bucket came to
I
a
wanna
set
keep
of
going to
two
the
open
right.
doors, they entered the door on the left.
I'm gonna go to the right here. Unless I have to go to the left.
What?
Okay,
We're
I think
back
I
at
have to go to the
already.
left now.
No.
I'm gonna try actually one more time
Here
going
we
to the
go.
right.
You
I'm
ready?
gonna try one more time going to
When
the right.
Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Yeah, we'll see if we can break him here. If it's the exact same
What?
dialogue.
We're back at the phone
Yeah,
already.
okay.
No. Here we
Okay,
go.
I'm gonna go to the
You
left
ready?
here.
When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2
We're gonna go to
open
the
doors,
left.
they entered the door on the left. No. You were
What?
supposed to go through the door on the right, leading back to the phone. Did you not even look at the instructional video?
What?
I think this is all covered very clearly. There's no way I can make the comedic timing work now. It's done. The joke is completely done and over. It's all your fault, Stanley. I'm going to be ridiculed in the community of other joke writers. I'm going to be shamed at every one of our meetings from now on. All because you couldn't watch a simple video and take a hint. Are you proud of yourself for bringing me down, Stanley? Are you proud?
What? What the crap?
You love the bucket so much it's like you... it's as though all of your other most prized possessions pale in comparison.
What?
Yes. Well, let me try that again, Stanley.
Is it
I
actually
heard that you
over?
are
What?
Pale with shame over how unabashedly in love with a bucket you are. No? Still not? Is it the delivery? Pale
What?
with shame. Pale with shame? Pale... What's another word to describe a bucket? Stanley, this bucket is so metal, I think I saw it playing guitar. No. We're getting away from making fun of Stanley's obsession with the bucket, which was the whole point of this. I'm no good at these jokes. I need more instructional videos. That's exactly what it is. That's what will make me the king of comedy again. More instructional videos. Let's see.
Is it gonna reset? It's gonna reset here now, probably. Oh, what? What is happening? What?
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit.
What?
Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was.
Like, things
He
are
hoped
still
very
changing.
much that it was.
I keep pressing those. It's like I keep some of them. Okay. We're gonna just keep doing the bucket ending. All the secret bucket endings here. I'm assuming I still can't go over here. Wait, maybe I have to press a certain amount of awaiting input. Wait, input received. What if I like have to press everyone's things here? Like turn off everyone's computers? Maybe that's something? I don't know. Either way, we're taking the bucket here.
Where are we going today? The bucket asked. Stanley just smiled. Anywhere they went together would be perfectly fine with him.
I've pressed all of the computers here. The computer has an ending. Yeah, don't spoil anything. But yeah.
Stanley
Okay, so this time we're gonna go to the left here.
And entered the door on his left.
Time to dab. Oh gosh. How can we find them? The Stanley collectibles. What we know, small floating objects have appeared across the office. We have to synergize our resources to ensure their retrieval. There are many questions. There was no memo from management. Agenda, how can you tell you've spotted one? What makes them float in the air? Who took pictures of them? There's all sorts of stuff about these. Trust the completionist instinct. We need more planks. Warehouse access play. Mission status. There will be a reward for finding them all. Okay, so I know there's a broom closet ending. What happens if I go in the broom closet with this?
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket.
It wants the bucket.
You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket.
Yeah, it probably is like
it
hints of where
belongs in
to
a
find
broom
them.
Closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies.
How do I drop
Good
it?
for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket.
It's my
This
bucket.
is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet
But
has
the broom
sunk,
closet's
that it
calling me
has to resort to
names?
this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends?
How dare
That your
the broom
relationship
closet?
is purely superficial and convenient?
How
that your
dare
life
it?
is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety
Bad
of
broom
experiences
closet.
you and the bucket have shared together.
Bad broom
Go through
closet.
each of them point by point.
This wrench.
Share your journal
that's,
entries
that's
detailing
a, that's
the
a
rich
small
emotional
wrench you
landscape
have,
of your feelings
Mr.
for the
Broom
bucket
Closet.
as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it.
Bad. Wish I could like kick things or knock things over. Okay, I'm gonna stay in here a little bit longer in case there is some
Okay,
sort of
I've
thing.
got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all. Here we go.
Oh, property of Stanley.
There. Now it's settled. No more debate, no more discussion. Take a hike, broom closet, with all your meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
This is my bucket. Your broom is way too thin, Mr.
All
Broom
right,
Closet.
I've got a second sticker back here, and I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate.
Let's go!
See?
We have a
I
bucket
feel
with a
that
sticker
it
of a
works
bucket on it.
Because the sticker is also a bucket.
It's a beautiful
That way,
sticker.
if you're ever unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, ah, it's a bucket. There really is a wide variety of applications for this sticker.
What happens if am I just gonna get an infinite amount of stickers if I stay in the broom closet?
You know what? I could take the name-calling and the dismissal of your kinship with the bucket, but now the broom closet is just giving us the silent treatment. And to be honest, I'm sick of the pettiness on display. You can stay here all you like, but I've had it with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies. Easily the most childish such room I've ever been in. I'll see you outside, and we can get on with the story about you and your bucket.
Okay, I'm gonna stay in for like another minute just to see if there's anything else, and then we'll get out of the bucket. Now we just need the property of Stanley on the bucket picture. Oh yeah, that'd be good. That would be good. That would be pretty freaking good. Your freaking your organizers look so ugly. Your freaking duct tape. I bet that's not even good duct tape. Freaking film. Who actually watches film anymore? Your mop thing. It's not even in the right way. You're missing the mop. You are a lame broom closet. Okay.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Yeah, let's go. Wait. So this is the insane ending down here. Keep trying to find the computers. Okay. Let's go do the insane ending. Maybe the bucket will keep me from going insane. Stanley figurine!
Lately, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley
Let's
figurines.
go!
And now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think,
Figlies?
Stanley?
Figlies.
What name better
Figlies.
encapsulates the intrinsic
Figlies.
sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
Figlies! Okay, so maybe this bucket will keep us from going insane in this insane ending here.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing
'Cause this
his
is the
boss,
insane
admitting he had
ending
left
here.
his post during work hours. He might be fined for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was
What, is this
crazy.
ending not going to
And
be any
then
different with the bucket?
Something occurred to Stanley. Maybe...
What,
he
is it
thought to
really gonna
himself,
just be the same
maybe
ending?
I am crazy. He looked down at the bucket in
Oh,
his
no, here we
arms.
go.
Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me.
Well,
in
bucket's not
difficult
even going to
times
help
such
me
as
when I'm
these.
going insane?
He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This
This
all
isn't someone
terribly
else's
wrong.
bucket.
Surely no good would
Where did
come
my
from
bucket
it.
go?
Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations
Where did my
Stanley might
bucket? I can't do
experience
this without my
the
bucket.
psychologically grounding presence
Where's
of
my
his
bucket?
And indeed,
They took away my
now he noticed
bucket!
The rooms were repeating.
No!
It was, of course, very odd. And now he felt himself.
Where's my
floating off the
bucket?
ground. Oh, gracious, he exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard
I am
it
looping,
calling
yeah.
to him.
Stanley! Stanley, it's me! The bucket!
The bucket's calling for
Could it
me?
truly be?
Where's my
He rushed
bucket?
forward from room to room, passing
Wait.
by one bucket after the next. None of them were his.
Where's
None of them
my
were his
special
special
bucket? Where's my special
Come
bucket?
to me, Stanley!
Which
Find
bucket's
me.
mine?
He had
Where
to
is
find
it?
the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to
Where's
truly
my
restore
bucket?
his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming
Where?
from.
Where? My
The
head?
real bucket was inside.
The real
of him
bucket was
all
the friends we
along.
made along the
It was
way.
incredibly painful.
No, I
Stanley
refuse to
doubled
believe it.
over in agony
One of these is my
and
bucket.
blacked out.
One. Oh my gosh. It's crazy how the game
This is the story
literally
of a woman
changes
named Mariella.
all of the endings simply because you're holding a freaking bucket.
Mariella woke up on a
Like,
day like
if
any
that's
other.
not
She arose,
artistic
got dressed,
masterpieces,
picked up her
like,
bucket
I
of
don't-
comfort and security and walked to her place of work.
She has a
But on this
bucket.
particular day, her walk was interrupted by
I don't
the
think it's
body
my
of a
bucket,
man
though.
who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course, he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket.
God,
with
if
him.
only I had taken my
Perhaps
bucket
he
with
didn't even
me.
realize he'd forgotten his bucket.
I
at
forgot
home
my
in the
bucket
first
at
place.
home?
How
Is that what
cruel
happened?
The world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to
She
work.
backflipped all her way to work. Okay, so there's still like one or two. There's still several more endings that we can get with the bucket. So that's what we're going to be doing.
All of his co-workers
So,
were gone. What could it
Obviously,
mean?
we're going to keep
Stanley
pressing.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't
What
find
is that
a trace
sound?
of his co-workers.
Is that rain? I don't know what that sound was. Okay. So give me the
A
bucket.
good bucket, a strong bucket, a humble bucket, a committed bucket, a bucket of culture and distinction.
Oh, here we go. Awaiting input. So yeah, we're slowly doing the computer or something like that. We're slowly making progress on that. Yeah, I know there's secret endings if you know clip. But I'm gonna save those until we like
Stanley
check
clutched
everything.
the bucket tightly to his
So we're gonna go to
chest
the left
and
here.
entered the door on his left.
Okay, so now. Oh, not no clip. Yeah, I'm not sure. Obviously, don't spoil anything. It might be the normal ending here. I don't know. The game has made me realize I need a bucket in my
Stanley and the bucket
life.
walked upstairs to the boss's
I know. Well, I don't
office.
have a bucket. Where's my bucket? So wait, didn't we? Okay, so we already did some of. This is the executive bathroom.
You're getting close now, Stanley.
We have-
You've nearly gotten all of the Figler and Marines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one, and then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them, and now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler and Marines. None of us can.
Okay. Okay, so I think we've done some of this ending here. Wait. Yo, what's in here? What? So what is that? Business strategy? Point a gun at a panda? What a great business strategy. What is this? What happens if we go up? What is this? That jam and elevator music. Are we going anywhere? What? That didn't go anywhere. Do we have to go down? What? Does this elevator not do anything? Stop pressing buttons. Okay, I guess I'll just let it ride out. Okay, I'll wait. I'll wait. I'll wait. I hear him talking. Look, even the bucket, the handle on the bucket is swinging. I'll wait a little bit longer. Yeah, like I don't know if this leads to something. I hear him singing. Okay, I'll give it like 30 more seconds, then I'm out of here. Because I don't know if there's anything in here. Okay, I don't think there's anything in here. It's my hot take. I don't think there's anything in there.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light
What was it?
pierce
2,
the dark
8,
clouds of confusion and
4,
chaos.
5?
It would be, but Stanley guessed
Hey,
the correct code
yeah, we
by
remember the
sheer
code.
luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, This is certainly the most logical explanation.
Okay, bucket's guiding us here. Okay, so yeah, now we've done the bucket ending by doing everything we're supposed to do. Now we're gonna get to the very end and we're gonna not listen. We're gonna keep it on. Yeah, enable the machine. Yeah, exactly. We're gonna do that.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate.
I like how when you interact with
It
random
would be
things,
all
it's
Stanley
you
could do
typing.
to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty.
So the
he
ending
would
that
be
we've
right.
already done last episode, if you,
bucket
if
is
you guys
here for
haven't
you,
seen the
Stanley.
first episode of the
Everything
Stanley
will
Parable,
be fine.
it's still worth seeing, honestly, because there was so much hilarious stuff that happened there. But we went through this whole ending.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Wait a minute. If light is on, call extension 914 immediately. That's interesting. So there's the escape. We're not going to escape yet. We can do that later here. 914. I'm gonna try to remember that. 914. So we have to like press a couple buttons here.
The
I'm gonna
lights
do
rose
this.
on an enormous room packed with
Oh,
television
can you give a
screens.
hint?
What horrible secret did this place hold?
Maybe
Stanley and the
wait.
bucket
We're
both
definitely gonna
wondered
keep
to
playing it in the
themselves.
future. So maybe wait, and if we still haven't gotten it after like 1 or 2 more times playing it, because overall I want to try to go in blind as much as I possibly can.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly
Because I
dropped the
definitely
bucket
plan
in
on
shock.
playing this more in the future.
Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket
Appreciate
had never
you.
seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
So 914 was the extension if we get an opportunity to type that.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do?
I like that my
What
bucket
kinds of
permanently has these
things does a bucket
stickers.
want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control. Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for
The
the
bucket.
But here was the proof.
Okay.
The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking,
Yeah, I don't
eating,
know.
working, all of it
There's
monitored and
obviously
commanded from
something
this very
special
place.
here.
And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
Because you have...
For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way. And the
I
bucket
high-fived
made a
my
sassy
bucket?
comment about taking down the system.
914. Yeah, I see, like, obviously there's something to be done here. Right? Like, there's obviously something with these buttons here. There's numbered buttons. There's another numbered button up there that I think if we're trying to hit them in order that I can't get to. Console disabled. Don't know how to re-enable that, obviously. There's a whole door here that I think we need to, like, you know, turn on all these things here. There's something going on here. 1, you know, 2. But then 3's up there, I think. It's very complex on how to complete this. Yeah, so we'll probably mess around with that later. Because obviously there's something here, but we're not going to worry about it. What happens if I go down here? Okay, I just wanted to see if there was a Stanley figurine or anything. But okay. We'll go in here. So now what we did last episode was we did what we were supposed to be here, but we're gonna do the opposite here.
When at last they came to the source of the room's power, Stanley and the bucket knew it was their obligation
To turn it
put
off.
an end
Yeah.
to this horrible
But
place
we've
and
already
to
done that.
everything it stood for.
So we're
But
turning
at
it
the
on.
last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls.
Oh, the bucket did it?
Stanley gasped in
The
horror.
bucket did it?
Had this been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power
Dude,
for
this
itself?
bucket's evil, I'm telling
How could the
you.
bucket have betrayed him like this? Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly, an image appeared upon the enormous screen.
Oh!
Birds.
Silly birds.
Silly birds. The control buttons became active again.
Oh, look at the birds. Get some of these birds, some of these
Stanley
birds.
flipped through one video of silly birds after
Aww.
another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring
What?
and surveilling silly birds all over the world. The mind controls were only a facade to disguise its true intentions. Had the bucket known this all along? Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hands, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery. Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place.
What, just
through
watching?
live streams of the silliest birds imaginable. Of all the possible paths his life could have taken, this one was surely the best. And Stanley was happy.
Yeah, you know, that's not the worst thing ever. So is that it? Is this the ending? Are we about to be, oh, we got reset? Okay. So there's one more secret bucket ending that I want to try to find. It's doing literally everything we just did, but at the very end, instead of going into the control room, there's a separate room that says escape. Wait, what? What the crap? What the
All
crap?
his co-workers were gone.
What?
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a
What?
memo.
Okay, well, we're taking the bucket.
The embrace of an old friend.
What the
A
crap?
weathered
Oh,
companionship.
what?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Okay, so it's probably just doing quirky things every now and then to like trip us up or whatever. I'm assuming that indicates that we're hitting certain triggers in the you know, the stuff. But okay, so what happens if I go in the broom closet again? I just want to see.
Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet simply because I have no remaining
No, I want more stickers.
If I did, you can guarantee we'd be in here for hours. But alas, no stickers.
Okay. Okay, gotcha. Okay, so we're going to.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
So we're gonna do everything we did. Don't understand that elevator over there. Okay, so it's 25. It was 2485 or something like
was
that.
once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Okay. So we're gonna go see what's in that escape, the escape thing. Okay.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door.
We're
that
going
read,
to escape.
Mind control facility.
I have wrist braces, so when I
Although
do
this
long
passageway
sessions
had the
here,
word escape
so
written
my
on it,
hands don't go
the
numb.
truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both
What?
meet a violent death.
What? I'm gonna have a violent death? Dude, hell yeah.
The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity
Nah,
to
we're
turn
escaping.
around and get back on track.
We're escaping one way or another.
At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
How's the bucket gonna have a painful death? Oh gosh. Okay. Is that it? Is that really it? There's gotta be more. Right? Oh no. I think I remember this from the first game. So we'll see how the bucket changes things.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease
I could not
when you're
run.
about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked
No.
himself for wasting so much time
No.
carrying a bucket everywhere.
No!
Farewell, Stanley.
No! No! Ha. What?
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws.
What?
In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end, as it was crushed violently to death.
I think we're dead. Oh! Never mind. We got bamboozled. We got bamboozled. The Stanley...
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest.
What?
It was a glorious bucket to behold.
What? So I don't have my bucket anymore. What? The bucket welcomes you to the grand exhibit. You are standing at the precipice of knowledge. Much like a bucket itself, the human mind is frequently empty within a carnivorous void. But through use of the exhibit in front of you, the mind becomes full and enriched and substantiated. Knowledge of the bucket and its history is the only true knowledge we really have. Will you take what you learn here with you into the world? Will you accept with an open mind what may be challenging about the information in the exhibit? Will you change the lives of yourself and your loved ones as a result of this exhibit? Or will you turn a blind eye and continue to live as you were in ignorance and darkness? I kind of remember this. Obviously, this has been changed for the bucket.
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his
Excuse
short
me?
life?
So 25 buckets, a photograph of 25 buckets, the greatest number of buckets ever captured on camera. The photographer experienced catonic shock for several weeks as a result of euphoria from exposure of this many buckets at once. What is this? A bucket with two handles. Oh. This bucket is depicted as having two handles. Such a design has never been created in real life, having been deemed too dangerous and recklessly experimental. Every year, dozens are put to death just for experimenting with it. Also, that's way more than 25 buckets. Yeah, because you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25. Yeah, I've already counted 25. So there's the bucket up there. There's something up there. I don't know how to get to it. Oh, I guess this is the way. This is a whole freaking exhibit. The Inferno bucket, a replica of the Inferno bucket, which in medieval era was so powerfully alluring that it drove dozens of nations to war with one another for control of it. Billions died, and yet in spite of it all, the simple fact remains: no one can control a bucket. Cave drawings. While we know that buckets predate the existence of mankind, we do not know by how long. This cave drawing depicts early man's discovery by the practical uses of the bucket, by which time the bucket had already likely been around for several millennia. Notice in these drawings how the bucket is allowing itself to be used, having treasured humanity to be worthy of its treasures.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
The hanging bucket. This piece symbolizes the necessary relationship between bucket and humanity. However clear our grasp of the bucket may be, there is yet more that's always out of reach. This distance inevitably is for our own good. Okay, so I think I'm assuming I'm gonna just kill myself. I'm assuming in this. So let me go check out. Let me just go make sure that I have explored everything in this little museum before we fly ourselves off of a cliff looking for the bucket here. So let's go on this side here. Oh, okay, yeah, this is literally it. The stress bucket, an analogy presented without commentary. Okay, yeah. So I guess I wish we had just gone here instead. Okay, so I don't know what's about to happen here, but we'll see. We shall see. I'm assuming I'm gonna just die. Okay, can we grab the bucket? Oh. What? What?
But there is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong.
What? Oh.
Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game.
Don't reset the
give him
game?
another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket.
Is that the infinite
We can
hole?
save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision.
What? What? Is that it? Is that the ending? That's the ending. That's the ending. Okay. Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure the bucket still died there. Oh, man. Okay, so I think this is a good stopping point for the Stanley Parable 2 part of this stream. There's definitely a lot more secrets that we can try discovering. So if you're watching this after the fact over on YouTube, first of all, really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Always love checking out, messing around with this game. But let me know if you want to see more Stanley Parable. If we can get some, we got the computer endings. We have the ending of, trying to do whatever that confusing stuff at the end was. There's a lot more we can do. We still have one more Stanley figurine to find. So definitely want to try doing all of that. So hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you guys subscribe, ring that bell like all the big boy YouTubers say to be notified. If more Stanley Parable 2 videos come out, and if there are some, they'll be on the screen right next to me. And if you guys are going to be grinding out some Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe Edition on your own, then I wish you guys luck and see you all next time.